Hi guys, welcome to the HawkeEyes Horror Show. I am the HawkeEyes, two E's, one at the end of Hawk and the capital one in Eyes. I'm a Twitch affiliate. I've been streaming for 3 years now.
Welcome. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. So nice of you to have me.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead and tell me your username, if you're an affiliate or partner on Twitch, how long you've been streaming, and your average viewers and current followers.
So my username is TheHawkeEyes. There's an E at the end of Hawk and the capital one and E, so two of them. I'm a Twitch affiliate, usually between 7 to 10 folks each night I stream. I have 82 followers as of now.
Okay. So how do you analyze your data and how do you incorporate that into your streams?
So I'll look at the stream statistics on a monthly basis. I try not to harp too much on the analytics because I feel like it kind of messes with your mind too much. That said, numbers for me aren't too important. You know, as a hobby streamer, I want to have a fun time, and I want to have a fun time with like-minded folks who enjoy the same kind of games, enjoy the thrills and scares. So I'll look at them at the end of the month, see what was working, what wasn't working, what games people tend to enjoy, which you can get a feel for in your chat as well as you go. That said, during October, when I do Spook Fest or Fright Fest even, I'll look at my numbers on a weekly basis at that point and see what the community is really enjoying on more of a deep level. You know, do they want to see more indie games? Do they want to see more multiplayer? Or do they want to see more mainstream games like Amnesia Rebirth, for example? That way I make that special month-long celebration is on the right tracks for the entire time.
Yeah, totally. So what strategies do you use for engagement, whether that's on your streams or social media?
So in streams, just chatting, to be perfectly honest. I have a couple of bot prompts that work good for the newer folks who come in. Tells them where they can find the command list, as well as our questions of the day, you know, depending on what the theme is. Other than that, jump scares are very good for engagement. I always have the heart rate widget up at all times.
So let's talk about your go live notifications. What works and what maybe doesn't?
So what works, I've noticed for me personally, for my community, is puns. Very effective in my community. Or a quick little quip about the current game that we're progressing through, or maybe even a throwback to the time someone got me killed. You know, just a quick little one sentence. Don't use all, I think it gives you 150 characters because most push notifications on your phone aren't going to show you all that, right? So I try to keep it to just one sentence so it's directed to the point they see it. What doesn't work for me specifically are the clickbaity go live notifications. To me, it just kind of feels wrong, feels like I have to kind of trick them or deceive them into coming in. And I know that my community kind of feels the same way, right? They don't want to feel like I have to lie to them to get them to come in. It helps your metric, your engagement metric. It's on the dashboard, so I get that. They put the number in front of you, so you want to chase it. But it doesn't really help their viewership too much. You know, maybe at the start you have a spike, but then the people drop out. And then if you do that, you kind of risk them turning it off, right? They're like, well, if that's just how it's going to be, I'm just not going to get them.
So let's talk about tags. Which ones do you use personally?
So personally, there's 3 that I have almost always as staple, regardless of what I'm doing. That's going to be Pulsoid, Heart Rate Monitor, and Lumia Stream. Those are my most effective because that's what my audience knows me for. That's what they're going to come for. And I'm also kind of active in those communities as a separate entity, right? So it helps them find me as well. Other than that, yeah, everyone loves to see the heart rate spike, right? They love to see when you get got. And since I've been in some of Pulsoid's monthly clips contest videos and their viewer choice videos, it makes it easier for that group to find me on Twitch when I'm live if they don't want to go dig up that video again, right?
Yeah.
Those are my most effective. I, of course, use the ally tag so people know it's a safe space. They can come in without fear of being harassed or talked down upon. And then I have my own personal demisexual tag as well, just so people understand that this is the group to which I identify with, so it's a safe space for them in particular.
Yeah, no, I love that. So how do you get creative and stand out from the rest?
I would say to get creative and stand out, I really leverage Lumia Stream and Pulsoid interactions the most. It is something that's becoming more and more popular, I've noticed as we go on, which, hey, that's great. I love that people are finding these tools and using them, but it does help you stand apart from the folks who don't. And there's just so much you can do with that combination, especially since they talk to each other. So based on my heart rate, I can make my lights change colors. I can make them flash. I can just make them turn off. And vice versa, I can make the viewers do that for me. You know, they have the option to turn my lights off. They have the option to make them flash like lightning. or just change the colors. So it's good for engagement, and it helps me stand apart from the rest.
So how do you introduce yourself to other content creators and make friends?
To introduce myself, I'm going to say Twitter is probably the way I go about doing that. I mean, it's how I found you at some point. I forget when that was, but I did.
Mhm.
And it's just a good way for me to see like folks who are looking for other horror streamers or who's playing what game, what's going on in that kind of community.
So my last question is, think back to when you started streaming to where you are right now. Is there any one thing that really changed it all for you?
I would say the thing that made a difference for me was when I removed what I had previously called Wildcard Wednesdays, where we didn't play horror games. We kind of played whatever we felt like. Those were like my lowest engagement days, it felt like, because that was kind of my wake-up call. It was like, my community is here for horror games, right? They want to see me jump scare and scream, and they want to have a chance to get me and make this heart rate widget turn red and go all the way up. So that was kind of where it was my awakening point, I guess you could say, where it was like, this is what I'm doing. So I just went full into the horror genre, started doing like indie horror marathons, and that kind of drove the average view count up over time. I noticed in my monthly numbers till where it got stable. I became an affiliate, and it's just where I kind of stayed. And then I've just added Lumia Stream and Pulsoid and all kinds of other fun widgets as we go. And I really give more power to my viewers than anything else. I try to find as many tools I can to let them mess with me on stream as I play horror games, just to make it more interesting for myself and more unexpected.
Yeah, I love that. All right, well, that was my last question. Do you have any final thoughts? Or are you feeling pretty good?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Perfect. All right, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. I love this opportunity.
Yeah. All right, we're going to say goodbye to YouTube, and then I'll talk to you right afterwards, okay?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Bye, YouTube.
Bye, guys.